tonight. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had like just me on this side of the camera.
Are you afraid you won't be able to talk enough?
No, I'm not afraid that I won't be able to talk enough. But well, because it's not just me. You're here too. I mean, and since I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time? Hey, everybody, this is Matt, and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching another Thursday live guitar building question and answer, and have a beer with Uncle Matt. It's time to have a beer because the day is over, and the poll is over, and it looks like Jerry Rafferty won the poll. Who is cooler, Jerry Rafferty or Walter Egan? And if you didn't get your vote in, well, you'll just have to wait for the next silly poll to vote, because I think that's something I want to start doing, is having stupid polls that have no bearing on anything, but just kind of fun, because life is short. You might as well have fun and a cool guitar, right? So anyway, with me as always is the lovely and talented Mrs. Toast. She is here. You can hear her.
Hi.
See, I told you. And but Chris is not here with us. He is riding bikes in Palisade, Colorado this weekend. So yeah, I don't know who anybody voted for, but it's cool to it's cool and fun. I like both of their big numbers. I like Baker Street and Magnet and Steel. I like both of them. So I was listening to both of those just a moment ago. Just I don't know why. Anyway. So, but I was here. I was in the shop all day, and I got a bunch of stuff done. That's a lie. I did get a bunch of stuff done. I wasn't in the shop all day. I did have to go to the P.O. box, and I had to go to, well, I'll just tell you, I had to go to Joann Fabric, because there's a new and very exciting fabric top thing that I want to tell you guys about. Was it hard? Were you out of practice? I was a little out of practice, yeah. Yeah, because it's been so long since I've done fabric top anything. But I managed to get 3 leopard print or cheetah. I don't know the difference, but does it really matter? Nobody knows. Yeah, Rick James probably knows, because he probably had a lot of those things. But I got 3 cool things, and I got them all put together for some new projects. But I want to talk more about that in just a little while. But guys, thanks for joining us. You know, Thursdays is a lot of fun. I've got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I want to get to your questions too. But let's just jump right in with viewer mail, because on the back of my sheet here of talking points is my note from Dastardly Dave, aka Dangerous Dave of the Dangerous Brothers, who sent me a great big box of candy. And he says, "Matt, Chris, and Mrs. Toast, keep on rocking in the free world. Here's a huge box of candy from Dangerous Dave. Probably won't last until the Dangerous Brothers invade Texas Toast. Probably won't last until the Dangerous Brothers invade Texas Toast Guitars in November. But I think that it will, Dave, because I'm trying to not eat so much candy and crap and junk. I mean, I still eat a little bit of that stuff, but I'm trying to get a little bit better about, reining it in. Yeah, exactly. Making more healthful choices in my life. That's why I like to hang out at Jim Jam Jimmy's house, because he's always a good influence. Yeah. Looks like we have a super chat here from Dave Hawkinson. Happy Thursday, Uncle Matt. You may have answered this before. If I sent you a tracing of a pickguard, would you duplicate it for me? Dave, that is something that we are trying to not do a lot of, mostly because it takes so much time to do. Pickguards are kind of a pain in the ass. We have made a video on making pickguards, and if you'd like to see another video on making pickguards, we'd be happy to do that. But as of right now, no parts, no kind of. Chris really summed it up. He's like, when we do like a paint job for somebody on their body, they get it back, and it's like, first of all, it takes a long time, because we've got a lot of other stuff to do here in the shop, and I feel bad about it taking so long. So that's one of the things I want to talk about tonight. But yeah, the other thing is like when you get, and I know that's not what you're asking about, Dave, is not a paint job, but Chris was talking about paint jobs, and when people get it, it's like kind of a letdown because it's like, oh, well, whoop-de-doo. Here's this body that I can't really do anything with it. I got to take it out of the box and I can't like play it right away. I have to assemble it. And I realize that's fun for a lot of people too. But what is also fun for a lot of people is taking it out of the box and immediately, and I'm not naming any names. I'm not saying any one of y'all watching or do this, but take it out of the box and start looking for things wrong with it. You know what I mean? Because you can't take it out of the box and play it and go, wow, this is really cool. And then look for things wrong with it. You take it out of the box and
whether they're there or not.
And start seeking out issues. That's the culture that we live in today. And anything that's wrong with anything is, if I am going to focus any amount of my energy and the shop's time on making something perfect, I want that to be a legacy guitar from Texas Toast Guitars. So Dave,
he's gotten a lot of replies of like other places.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know who does that stuff, but I don't anymore. So, but thank you for the super chat, sir. And I'm sorry that I can't help you with the pick guard thing. But hey, we got some more viewer mail. Let's open it up. I went to the PO box today. We got a thing from Bobby Dale that says "Do not bend" pictures, and of course it's bent. Okay, let's see. I bet you this is a there's a letter and everything. Oh man, it's a long letter, you guys. I might have to just give you the highlights. I ripped it in half.
How'd I do that with the other one too?
Hi, Matt. Jeez. Okay. Hey, Matt and Chris, and ever charming Mrs. Toast. It's hard to say that and not sound like Eddie Haskell. Enclosed are a few pictures of the finished guitar. I ripped the thing. Why don't we just look at the pictures? How about that? So this is the cool custom case that he had made for the guitar, and I think that it's leopard on the inside. Ooh, cool! It's blue. This is the one. So this is the one of the prototype guitars that we built. And this wasn't necessarily a honey badger, but it wasn't necessarily not a honey badger. Very, very cool though. And you guys can see.
Looks like my prom dress.
Woo. So Bobby did an excellent job with these. There's the back. Very awesome. This guitar reminds me a lot of the instruments that I made when I was working with Bruce Clay. This one says 2021 double cup prototype number 3. He's got it written on the back there. That's awesome. When we see Bobby Dill next time, maybe oh yes, check it out. So he did make a super cool leopard case for it, which is totally awesome. And here are, wow, all of his other Texas Toast Challengers. Or well, no, there's 3 Challengers and a prototype double cut. This guy right here, remind me, I want to talk about it coming up later in the live stream. So thank you, Bobby. These are very cool. I always like to see pictures of what you guys come up with. We got a super chat from Miguel Valdez. Hi, I'm about to use a water-based stain to finish an Ash Jazzmaster body only. Best can clear to get a good shiny finish you would recommend. I don't know the answer to that because we don't spray anything. It's in a can. So there are some products that are easier to work with than others. So like, for example, if you wanted to, you could of course spray lacquer that comes in a can, and that would work. And you can get lacquer very shiny, reasonably shiny to very shiny, depending on your buffing equipment. There are also some 2-part urethane and hardener in a can that's got like a little button, and you push it, and it releases the hardener into the can. I believe that the company that makes that calls it 2K, and that has become the industry standard name. And I forget the name of the company that makes it, escapes me right now. But
It's not Re-Ranch.
No, it's not Re-Ranch. They sell mostly Lacquer. I think they might sell exclusively Lacquer. But there's a company that Chris and I looked it up because a lot of people use the words 2K interchangeably with every paint that has an activator. But the 2K name, it's sort of like Kleenex or Q-tip, you know what I mean? But the 2K name is exclusive to this one brand. Now, these are all kind of expensive paints unless you just get the cheapest lacquer that you can buy. And it kind of flummoxes me that for a little bit more money, you could get a halfway decent spray gun and an air compressor, and you could just spray.
Well, everybody's saying Spray Max.
Spray Max, that's the one.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's the one. For not very much more money, you could just get a small air compressor and a decent spray gun. And the no matter what it's called or who makes it, the nozzle of a aerosol can, hairspray kind of looking can, the volume will never match what you'd be able to spray with an actual paint gun. So getting the build is very, very tricky with a can. No matter what anybody tells you, that's the truth. Now, can it be done? Yeah. Is it easy? Not as easy as using the other equipment. And that's I was talking about this with Chris the other day. I'm like, why is it that we have so few subscribers? And he's like, well, maybe it's because we started later than everybody else. So we start looking at like our friends who have, channels. And the comparison comes up with Dan Thompson, one of our good buddies who we absolutely love. Him and his whole family are super cool. Dan started after we did and has like more than quadruple the number of subscribers that we have. And I got to thinking about it. I'm like, I'm not a YouTube content creator first and foremost. I'm a guitar maker. So I think that I miss a lot of what you guys are interested in, because I can't go back and say, well, yeah, we're going to do something in a way that we don't do it anymore. We're going to use a product that we don't use. And I think that for some of y'all, that is kind of a bummer. And I don't want to say it's over your head, because it's definitely not. But what I do want to say is it's kind of like, I don't know if I'm ready to take the plunge into, an air compressor and a spray gun and all these different paints and things. I think I just want to use a rattle can. Cool. Happy meal for you. That will absolutely work. But remember, that's not what we do here. So I think that is one of the reasons why I think a lot of you guys get what we're about, but a lot of people in the YouTube sphere don't really, they can't quite really grasp what we're doing. And we're making moves to change a lot of that. As a matter of fact, I've been talking with a lot of the people that I trust about, updating the image of the shop and the website and things like that, and just kind of making it a little more obvious what we're up to, or maybe a little bit less of an identity crisis. Now, keep in mind that the anger of the shop is still going to be there, and the in-your-faceness of it all is still going to be there. So don't worry.
In your face. In your face.
Okay, so here's another one from Bobby Dill. Let's see what this is. This feels like a shirt. I'm not going to cut it because I've been ripping all of the.
You ripped it.
There's another note. Hi guys, Matt. You mentioned in one of your shows how Mrs. Toast is sometimes dumping on some of your ideas. Well, after over 30 years of marriage, I understand two things. The world needs dreamers, and the world also needs people to keep those dreamers grounded at times.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a realist.
So here's to you, Mrs. Toast. As my wife reminds me, words to live by. Okay, well, I don't know.
Purple.
It's purple. I don't know what it's going to be. What does that even say?
You can call it nagging. I call it listen to what I said the first time. Oh my God. This is like deja vu from last night. Thank you. That's fucking awesome.
Thank you, Bobby Dale. It's very cool to get viewer mail. And we've got a few more pieces of viewer mail. Let's jump right in and see what it is here. This one is from Grant Bell. I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is unless you're Grant. And if you do, then you already know what it is. Hope this works for you. Email me if you need any more. Oh, you know what these are? This is prescription safe danger glasses. That's right. All right, let's see if I can. Okay, so this is like has little bifocals on the bottom. I have a set of these that have the reader part on the top.
Which is weird.
Well, no, it's not, because sometimes I'm doing this and I'm looking over so I will absolutely give these a try. Thank you very much, Grant. Very, very cool. One more piece of viewer mail. And this is in a tube, and it's from Fine Art USA.
It's a Picasso.
I don't know.
The Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa. What's everyone doing, Mrs. Toast? Can you?
Yeah, so that's better than a bag of dicks. Said Ken.
We don't know.
I don't know. That amused the post office guy really a lot. He had little dicks in his van. And Chris Hendrick says, I found you guys thanks to Dan Thompson.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, no, Dylan Talks Tone.
Yeah, Dylan. Now, Dylan Talks Tone has been around longer than us by about a year. This is some sage advice for our students. I do think that Ron Swanson is the greatest American that ever lived. Let's see.
Absolutely.
This might be the same thing. Nope, it's not. What does this one say, Mrs. Stubbs? I can't read.
Before I do anything, I ask myself, would an idiot do that? And if the answer is yes, I do not do that thing.
Also, these are awesome. Thank you very much.
Those are good.
Who sent this?
My shirt's better.
Yeah. This is also from Grant. So thank you very much.
That wasn't in there. That was from the other one.
Oh, yeah.
This came straight from the printer. I don't know who it was.
Well.
Right?
No, there was a thing. Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Corey Falgrove. Can you read? Yeah. Awesome. All right, we will put these up. You know what we have to do? We have to make the giant poster, rather the giant thing on the wall that says, do not bleed in my shop, because that is going on the wall soon. So anyway, all right. Thank you guys again for all the viewer mail. That's very, very cool. I love getting viewer mail, and I love, having you guys be part of this this Thursday.
And I get some gravy thrown on my taters too.
I know, you sure do. Yeah. So let's see what's going on here. Words to live by. Everyone loves Ron Swanson. Joy likes Ron Swanson. Joy loves Ron. There's even Joy put a this after Ron Swanson. So yeah. Okay. So guys, we already talked a little bit about how we're going to work on maybe clarifying the identity of the shop and what we do here. Right now, the website to me is sort of like a Facebook page. There's lots of stuff going on. So it's not going to happen immediately, but we are working on improving the website so that your experience on TexasToastGuitars.com is super cool and exciting, and it's easy to get to what you want. It's not tricky. It's easy to do. It seems to me like I was talking with Chris about this. There are three personalities here. There's Matt and Chris who build guitars. There's Matt and Chris who teach classes, and there's Matt and Chris who everybody thinks are drunk 24 hours a day and make videos and tell dick and fart jokes, which
is all true.
All of these things are true, except we're not drunk 24 hours a day.
That's true.
Anyone who comes to a class will know that the first thing that I tell you is do not bleed in my shop. The second thing that I tell you is if you don't feel comfortable doing something in my shop, don't do it. And the third thing is I'm not your dad. If you want to go out and smoke a bunch of dope or drink a bunch of beer, that's great. When you come back to the shop, no power tools for you for the rest of the day. So when the day is done, that's when we can, drink beer. If you want to smoke pot,
I've been
you can
working hard. Now it's time
It's
to
right.
play.
That's right. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the marijuana. I wish that I could be, but I know it looks like I am, but don't be fooled. So anyway, speaking of Matt and Chris as class teachers, we've got some new classes that I haven't put on the website yet, and I may have told you guys that I was going to do this, but if I did, I haven't yet. Big surprise, right? So in April and in November, we will be offering 2 build a fabric top guitar classes, one in April, one in November. And I think one's going to be a Telecaster and one's going to be a Billy Bo Jupiter Jet kind of guitar. So that would be very cool. And I'm really looking forward to that. So I've kind of got started on some of that right now. You guys will have to suspend disbelief that everything will be leopard, because it won't be leopard. You can send in whatever fabric you want and we can use that.
As long as it's thin and kind.
As long as it's the right kind. Yeah, that's true. But so be looking for some of these kind of class updates coming soon, and more cool pictures too coming to the website. One of the things that we will probably stop doing a lot of is non-challenger guitars for stuff that's not classes. Now, I say that, and there's a huge backlog of stuff that has to get done. There's Explorers and RDs and this Axe thing and basses and Vs and all kinds of other stuff. But look to see the website to be a more challenger-oriented website, because that is our design. That is our model. And I asked you guys to remind me to talk about single pickup guitars. What do you think of single pickup guitars? I was actually working on one. This is a Challenger body that I was working on today a little bit. Oh, I didn't do it all today. And I think that I wanted to just have the one P90 pickup, maybe with a little pick guard or something. The neck will be the same standard neck. Now, this won't be a maple top, and it won't be semi-hollow. It'll be a solid, sort of like a Junior. Oh, by the way, these things here are not the new strap buttons. These are the off-body alignment pins that Steve from Maximum Guitars came up with. Steve's got some good stuff happening, you guys. I want you to check him out because there's lots of good stuff going on over at Maximum Guitars. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think about a one pickup guitar? Jimmy thinks P90 here and Charlie Christian here. Now, if you know anything about Charlie Christian pickups, which I only knew a very, very small amount until the other day, in order to mount one, well, there's a handful of places that make them. And on the John Lennon Les Paul Jr. one, it's actually mounted from the back. There's a great big cavity here. You can see it. They're on those guitars. If you look up, there's one on Reverb right now, and it's got a nice picture of the back. So this one would be cool as like a single P90, or it would be cool as a double P90. But there's something about single P90s that to me is like, if you're at CBGB's in 1976 and you're playing in a visceral rock and roll band, and you're standing in, a quarter inch of vomit and urine, you need to have a single P90 guitar. And I think single P90 guitars are cool. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think.
Corey sent us.
Hey, Corey.
Thank you for those cool posters. Didn't he send the?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Absolutely. So Corey says, I finally got my bridge and pickups for the Challenger you're building for me. Is there a good day time I can drop them off? Rephrase, a good day time you will allow me to drop them off. Corey, how about Tuesday of next week? I've got all kinds of stuff happening this week and weekend, and Chris is gone, and it's going to be kind of crazy. So I will not have any regular shop hours until Tuesday, the whatever next Tuesday is. Is that cool?
So on your pickup question, people started answering.
Oh, that would be great. Let me drink while you
Okay,
read.
so okay. I'm gonna, there's peppered around, so bear with me. So Doc said, I love all iterations of guitar pickup combos. 1, 2, or 3 all have their place, and I think the smart thing to do is to have one or several of each, just to be safe.
I think that's a great idea.
It is a great idea.
And we were talking about this. If we had a challenger, a focus on challengers. By the way, for everybody who is helping me with the website, listen up. Let this sink in. I think that if we had a bunch of different kinds of challengers, that wouldn't be the worst thing. But that's the model I want to focus on, because that's that's our model. So, okay.
And then Ken Tipton, 2 hums always.
Okay.
And
That would be the standard Challenger.
One moment, please. All right, Chris Hendrick, single pickup guitars are awesome.
They are awesome. Chris will be joining us in 20 days. Did you know that?
Oh, is he coming out?
He is. He will be here.
I assume it's a he.
Yeah.
Okay. I know there's one more. At least. Give me a moment.
Chris, I got your email the other day, and I remember we talked about that guitar that you want to build. He's coming out for the Build a Classic Set Neck. Please tell me again, were you coming out early because we were going to hollow some of it out? Will you please send me another email, or maybe my wife will catch if you say, yes, I'm coming out early. And if you want to come in on, I think you said you were coming out on Friday and you'll be here Saturday, Sunday, and you're planning on taking up my day off. No, you actually said that you didn't want to take my day off away from me, but.
Okay. I thought there was another one, but I don't see it.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. Chris Hendrick. The gear with the most playtime wins. No reason to overcomplicate the guitar with extras. Extra BS, sorry. Neil Jelks. I seem to be drawn to 2 pickups for whatever reason. I like the neck for some solo stuff and clean.
Okay. I get that. The guy who I play in a band with does that, goes to the neck pickup for clean stuff or for solo stuff. And I guess that's Ace Frehley, George Lynch, all those guys, you know.
There was a bunch more that came.
Okay.
Corey, single pickup would be great. I keep mine on the bridge pickup always. Plus, P90s are the trend right now. I think
P90s are cool. My second Gibson that I ever had was an SG with P90s in. God, I loved it. But I was young and I wanted humbuckers. And so I sold it and got a guitar with humbuckers, which was not probably not the hot ticket move. But going back to the simpler, like one P90 and a chord and a Marshall or a Mesa Boogie. If Chris was here, he'd say Fender, and cranked up. And that's like the sound, when you go to that G chord, like that is the sound of rock and roll to me. And you don't have to be standing in a 1/4 inch of vomit and urine, but it's a good idea to at least give it a try.
That's true.
You know what I mean? We've all played those clubs.
Okay. Laura says single pickups with series parallel switch. Chris Hendricks. Oh, he's coming out early and having a beer. Be there
Good.
Friday. Butch, single P90 would be awesome. Also a single PAF.
I love single PAF too. However, you guys who've been watching for a while know that if there's a one pickup guitar and it's one humbucker, in my tiny brain, the one true and holy pickup is the DiMarzio Super Distortion.
Duh.
Every single time. So yeah, for P90s, I don't know if I have like my absolute all-time favorite P90. Dylan's P90s are awesome. A lot of people make great P90s, but yeah. Speaking of P90s and speaking of Dylan, if you guys would like to learn to wind pickups with Dylan McCurchie and build a guitar for them to go in 2022, May of 2022, Dylan will be here at Texas Toast Guitars all month, the entire month of May. And there are 3 or 4 classes where it's a weekend, Saturday and Sunday class, wind pickups with Dylan McCurchie, and you get to wind like 2 humbuckers or 2 P90s or a Telly set or something like that. And everything's included. And if you want to stay and build a guitar, there are 2 classes that one of them is sold out, and there's one that's available. So you could come out here, you could learn to wind pickups with Dylan, and then you could build a guitar that they go in with Chris and myself. And how much fun would that be? Don't answer, because you also get the NP 5000. How many of you guys watch the Nacho?
There was a request earlier for more food videos.
There are more food videos coming. Okay. There is at least one more food video that has been recorded. Now, it is not nearly as absurd as the NP 5000. In fact, it is where Triple J and myself make chili together. It's the chili showdown. But it was really fun because it wasn't really a showdown. It was just all of us hanging out and having fun and eating chili and
all day,
and eating and drinking all day. And I wish that all of you guys could have been there with us. And
but it will be kind of like they were there on the replay.
But who knows? Maybe you could get Joy was asking me what people should be able to win a prize, and I'm like, Jim was talking about the golden ticket to come to the JJJ Test Kitchen and hang out with us and eat and drink and hang and be merry. How much fun would that be? I think it could be lots of fun. All right, so I'm missing some super chats here.
At least one, and you're on your own for a minute. I need a break.
Okay, is there only one, or
I think there's only one. I think you got the other one.
Okay, Ken Tipton writes, "This is for Chris because he's missing a good show." Ken, I'll be sure and get that to him.
All right, there was one from Bobby Dill about that.
Okay.
Challengers are the coolest. I don't care what the configuration. Limba is the best.
Limba is very, very cool. And I love Limba because it's lightweight and it's a cool wood. And I love mahogany because it has the you can get lightweight mahogany. It's not easy these days, but you can do it. And God, mahogany just is classic. And I was talking. Okay, imagine this, you guys. This Challenger body here, one P90. This might be a good time for Matt's guitar glossary. So one P90. This is the P90. For those of you who don't know, you know who you are. This is a P90, and it is a classic Gibson pickup from the 50s, maybe even before. There was a P something that predated the P90 and came out after the Charlie Christian pickup. It was, a lot of people think, the Charlie Christian is a I think that it was a lap steel pickup that was retrofitted into those Charlie Christian archtop guitars. And of course the original ones were. There have been some attempts to make them fit in an electric guitar, and there's no. I'm getting way off the point of Matt's guitar glossary. The original Charlie Christian had these great big bars that stuck out. And so you would see the pickup mounted here, and there would be holes for the mounting hardware. Anyway, then they came out with something, I can't remember what it was called. I think it was the P16 or something. And it was basically a Charlie Christian pickup with individual pole pieces. And I think it was supplanted by the P90. Any pickup experts out there, please let me know if I am wrong. But this is a P90 pickup. A pickup is the electronic device, as we have already talked about, that is magnets and wire, if you remember from like science class in high school. And it just translates the string vibration into racket coming out of the amplifier. So this is a P90, and it would go, it would go right in here. And imagine how neat this would be if this were well, the wire doesn't have anywhere to go. Imagine what this would look like. There we go. If this had like a tobacco burst, but you could see through. Oh, this is a one-piece mahogany body too. Ain't that cool? Imagine if, a neck would be here, bridge would be here. I'm going to do one of those stop tail bridges that we really like. And yeah, and little like a light tobacco burst. This would be choice. So that's the P90. All right. Moving right along here.
You still using the Easy Slide?
I am using the Easy Slide. I really like it. Are you guys? I know that a lot of you guys have secured your own quart or gallon jug of Easy Slide graphite shielding paint. It's not sold by Tractor Supply for shielding purposes, but it works excellent for shielding. Yeah. So who asked that? Just somebody?
A couple of people, I think, actually. Okay. And then Richard would like to see a Challenger bass.
Richard, yes, he and I have talked about doing a Challenger.
Haven't you done one already?
No, we have not. We did make a Challenger that was a little longer, and that would be a good candidate for a bass because the Challenger body is very squat. guys, I know that I am never going to be the next Paul Reed Smith. In 1989, I thought I was going to be, but I know at that was 18-year-old Matt, and 50-year-old Matt does not believe he's going to be the next Paul Reed Smith.
You don't think the record company's going to come and sign
No,
Hawk Attack?
No, I don't think a record company's going to come sign Hawk Attack. But Paul Reed Smith has, really kind of built their brand with one guitar in the early days. And they made just that one guitar for a decade. I mean, you could get it with a bolt-on neck or some other things. And he made a handful of other kind of one-off odd things, which we'll still continue to do. But the thing I wanted to talk about was Paul Reed Smith has made a number of basses. I have never seen one in the wild. I've seen pictures of them. So I don't know where I'm going with this, but if the Challenger was my one model to rule them all that I'm going to really try to focus on, if we made a bass version, it reminds me of the Paul Reed Smith bass, something that I know exists. I know somebody has them, but I've never, ever seen one. I've never seen one at the Paul Reed Smith booth at the NAMM show. I've never actually seen one. So anyway, kind of weird.
Here's a question.
All right.
Off topic, because I want to change the subject because I'm bored. Okay. Ken Tipton.
Hi,
and
Ken.
I think I already know the answer.
Okay.
I know it's just a control cavity, but do you think you could do a cooler shape than just a rectangle?
Yeah.
The problem is getting the cover to fit just right in that cooler shape.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a moment. First of all, what about this bothers anybody?
No, it's just something different.
I mean, it's where the controls go, and it's on the back. And if you're so smart, make your own control cavity. No. But this was originally Chris and I came up with this shape because we wanted something simple that would allow us to utilize one sheet of acrylic material and not have a bunch of weird little scraps that were unusable. So this was chosen because it would go in this way and you could orient it 180 degrees and it would be fine.
Less waste.
It was probably in the great controversial, in the constant struggle between marketing and engineering won out on this one. And it was make the control cavity be only what it needs to be and nothing more, and boom, easy to do.
But like if somebody wanted like a puppy fabric top, could you do a bone cover, like a dog bone?
Sure. Sure, we could absolutely do that. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not 100% sure. People have told me they're like, I wouldn't buy that guitar based on the control cavity cover. Really? Oh, okay. And maybe it was Ken. I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we could make this a different shape.
Sure.
But I'm not sure what the payback for that would be. So yeah, we could. No, we aren't going to.
Not on, stock.
Now the Challenger has kind of a cool switch plate. No one goes, wow, that switch cover is rad. Make the other thing. I don't know, guys. Okay.
Oh, Ken said it wasn't him. I don't know who said it then. Somebody did.
Oh, it wasn't him that
Sorry,
said make the control cavity cover different, or that he wouldn't buy it because.
I don't know. I'm on my little phone, so it's easy to get lost in the comments.
SS says, I like that control cavity, just the way you got it, Uncle Matt. Thank you, SS. I don't think anyone is like bummed out by the control cavity. I just like to give Ken grief.
Oh, SS said it was Ken.
It was Ken who asked the question originally. It probably wasn't Ken who said, I wouldn't buy it because of that control. I don't know, maybe. Yeah. But somebody said that. And I'm like, and remember what I said about you get the guitar body out of the box and you immediately start to look for flaws? That's the kind of thing that people are like, control cavity cover looks a little bit pedestrian.
Plain.
I need to have it be. So yeah, There's a reason though that it's shaped the way that it is. Okay. Let's see. So we're going to focus more on challengers, and of course, all the challengers will have the very cool, very square control cavity cover. The other thing is that's a big control cavity. You can fit a lot of stuff in there.
You could put your weed in there.
Well, you could. I mean, you're not going to like put a J frame in there or anything, but that would be a different cavity. I think the 38 special cavity. Anyway, so I got a message last night from Dan at Guitar Wood Experts, and he said that they have to change the name. He didn't say that. He said we're going to change the name. So for right now, guys, I want you to check out all of our sponsors, including Guitar Wood Experts. Dan and Calvin over at GWE are super, super cool guys. And we get so much wood from them. And you should too. Everything that we get is awesome. And I think affordably priced too. And you know, when you like factor in shipping and stuff, the price of wood goes up, up, up. So yeah, so buy from Guitar Wood Experts. And if they watch the website, because the name will be changing in the next week or so. Okay.
Do we know what it is, or is it a surprise?
I know what it might be, but I'm not at liberty to say.
Okay. It's a surprise.
Yeah. Know this though. The business is not going anywhere. The name is getting an update. Okay. It's all going to be the same stuff, just a new name. Okay. So same great guys, same great taste. Yeah. Same great flavor, new great name.
Less filling.
Yeah. I'd also like to thank Ike and the guys over at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. I went out and had lunch with Ike yesterday. I got a Cobb salad, and it was pretty good. So if you're in the Denver area, please stop by the Legacy Shop, Flipside Music, on Acoma Street. And if you happen to be in town after they move, you can go to the new shop, and which I predict will be the destination location for guitar nerds everywhere to come and go, ooh, ah. These guys are the pedal kings of the Western United States. Nobody has more effects pedals than these. And I'm not talking about they have a bunch of Boss DS1s. They have 1,000 of them. No, they have like 1,200 different models of 100 or more different brands. They've got so much stuff. It's positively bewildering. So yeah. So check out Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. Tell them that Matt sent you, and give Ike a big kiss. Dylan too. Dylan is especially appreciative of public displays of affection. You may not know that, but it's true.
Yeah.
So
wet kiss.
Okay. Also like to thank Steve at Maximum Guitars. I think Steve is back from Florida.
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, Steve is back from Florida, I think. And I saw some posts on social media. He's got some new cool stuff that he talked about here at during one of the live streams. And who knows, maybe Steve will be back. Of course, Steve will be back.
Curious.
But who knows when he'll be back, and to show us more of the cool new stuff that he's going to be bringing to market.
He's an innovator.
He is an innovator. Yeah. And of course, I would like to thank John and Cheryl at Bitterroot Guitars. For those of you who may not know, Bitterroot got a brand new shipment of truss rods in, and when I say it's not like they got a couple dozen. They buy them by like the C-tainer full. So they've got a bunch of truss rods. So if you're looking for a 17 1/4, whatever the ones that we use are, they've got those now. In fact, my friend Dan Cook posted a picture of the truss rods that he got in the Texas Toast alumni page on Facebook, and he said, "Ha! I got one before Matt bought them all." And I am swimming in truss rods for the next couple months.
Are you up to your ears in truss rods?
I think I have 48. So yeah.
That wouldn't reach your ears.
No. End to end it would, but yeah. Well, guys, we've got a few more minutes here. Thursdays are supposed to be a guitar building question and answer. And I hope that I haven't missed a bunch of your questions. Mrs. Toast is here helping me out. And it's a good thing because I can't see the screen. It's right here and I can't see it.
Like well, there's been several questions, but you had a message that you wanted to
I have a message. So. Today is a little, oh, wait, I have more message. There's more updates. One, there will not be a Sunday live stream this weekend. I have something to do on Sunday. Some people have tried to guess and some people have gotten close. Don't try to guess because you might get it. It's not a big deal. But it might be a cool video that is, I'm gonna be somewhere on Sunday and I might be making a video and of course I'll share it with you guys. So, but I won't be able to do a Sunday live stream. The other thing is there will be no guitar reveal tomorrow. Chris and I had one that was so close. In fact, that's why Ike came over yesterday because he wanted to see the guitar. And we found an issue that we wanted to fix. And, we will sell no wine before it's time. And the same thing with a guitar.
You don't sell wine. You don't have a license.
It's a metaphor for a guitar. So the guitar's not ready. Chris needed to leave. So it's like, you know what? Let's just have a nice weekend and we'll get back. We'll jump in and maybe we'll have a double reveal next Friday. How about that? I hope you guys understand. You guys understand, right? You know how it is.
Yeah, when you got to get a colonoscopy, you got to get a colonoscopy.
Who's getting that?
Apparently you are.
Oh.
I don't know if that's, I'm thinking maybe that's Friday because I don't think they do that on Sundays.
I don't think they do, but the place I go doesn't. So yeah, no, I'm not getting a colonoscopy. Again, I told you guys not to guess. Someone's going to guess and I'm not going to say what it is, even if you do guess, but it's not a colonoscopy. I should probably get one.
Well, here's a question about the Challenger. Can we still get a Challenger with a German carve?
Sure.
Those are gorgeous.
They really, really are. Challengers with carve tops are something that is eluding me right now. And I don't know. I've got one going for Tony that's really cool, and it's got a bell carve. Doug Santaniello has been asking me to do one with a German carve for a long time. And so I know I will do that. Whether or not I land on one of those as the one true and holy carve top for a Challenger, I don't know. But maybe
an option.
Yeah, I think it would be neat. I think it would be really cool.
Okay, Tom wants to know, does using carbon fiber rods in a neck limit the natural neck relief created by string tensions?
Well, yeah, I will limit it. But it won't completely eliminate the ability for the neck to move and to be held in place by the truss rod. Because remember, we're talking about, it's a stiffening rod. It's not a immobilizing rod. Same with if you had a similar amount of steel, which I use for bass necks more often than carbon fiber. It makes them heavier, but it also makes them ring more. And so you still can flex it, and you can still, the truss rod still works. So it's absolutely a good thing to have for stiffening, but it does not immobilize the neck.
Okay. Would you do a Challenger as a thin line with an F-hole? Does it have to be classic? It doesn't have to be classic F-hole design.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, all of the standard Challengers are in fact thin line construction. They are all. Would you grab one, Carrie Ann? There's 3 over there. There's actually 5 over there. There's,
anyone in particular?
How about just one of the plain ones on the table right there? That would be.
Are they all mounted?
Yeah, they're all the necks are set and they're getting ready to go into the spring. So
I'm going to do it left-handed to show how light it is.
Yeah. So as you guys can see here, you look in there, the Challengers are all hollow on the inside. There is a, can you see all up in there?
All up in there? Should I get my flashlight in there?
No, I think everyone can see, right? You guys can see that there's a lot of room here to, and if you look, you might not be able to see it as well from the control cavity, but yeah, so it goes way in there too. So there is a single piece that runs the length of the body, and then all of this stuff is weight relieved and hollow. So you absolutely could put an F hole or not. So yeah, the Challenger is still my absolute favorite guitar in the whole world. Carved top, flat top, maple, bound, doesn't matter to me. I love them all. So, and this thing is crazy light. This weighs like, this particular one that Mrs. Tush handed me is like 4 pounds.
It's so light.
This thing is really, really light because we hog a bunch of material out of it. So, and we try to start with the lightest mahogany we can get, but you know, there's mahogany and then there's mahogany, and some of it is lighter than others. So, yeah.
Is it center block or just carved out back on the pin router?
Huh?
I don't know.
Okay. It is the back and sides are one piece, and it is carved out on the pin router all the way around. Okay. So it's not sides glued up like an acoustic and then a block like a 335. But, so somebody asked, can you do it like a thin line? And I said, yeah, it's just like a thin line.
And it'd be easy to put an F hole in there.
Yep. Any other questions?
Probably.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. I have a guitar that I want to work on one day. And, you know, I come up with crazy names. Actually, I don't even come up with them. I steal crazy names from people and in other industries or other, like, you know, avenues of interest. And I've been wanting to make a guitar called the Zip Tie for a while because I want to make it out of parts that I have laying around. And I think that if I could probably do 1 or 2 of those every year, you know, with just like, well, here's this neck that's at large, and here's a body that didn't get used for something, and kind of Frankenstein all these pieces together and zip tie it together, and lots of different woods that are glued together and then finished so that it looked like it was a lot of different woods glued together. Maybe I think a guitar version of Zip Tie would be very, very fun to do. What do you guys think of that? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section below.
Have you tried sapelli? What is that?
Yeah, sapelli is a kind of it's very similar to mahogany. Yeah, it's a cool wood.
I never heard of that species.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool. I don't use it very often, but yeah, it's definitely cool.
Recycle caster.
That's not. I don't think that sounds as fun as Zip Tie to my ear, but yeah.
I'll come up with something.
Well, I've already come up with the name. I just need to come up with a guitar that goes with it. See what I mean?
Oh, okay. So we're gonna go around all the industrial park around here, and like steal pallets and stuff in the middle of the night.
No, probably not.
Oh,
we'll actually use, like, there are parts that kind of get used and then not used. So like there's a daily driver body, BKP daily driver body up there that's gray and black on the edge, and it's really cool, but it got damaged in shipping, and there's a ding in it. And it'll one day it'll be a guitar, but
it's already relics.
Well, yeah, but I don't like to have stuff leave the shop like that. So the guy, you know, we sent it to the guy, and he was like, yeah, it's got this ding, and I'm like, son of a bitch. So I just gave him his money back, and he sent the guitar back. I'm like, you know, we don't really do bodies and necks and parts and stuff anymore. So how about I just give you your money back? You send me the guitar body back, and it's a wash, and I'll put the guitar together and
sell it as repair.
As a
disaster caster.
Maybe, yeah.
That was a good one.
That one's already pre-disastered. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, Jerry. Ever make challenges with the TT inline Turner headstock like the Daily Driver?
I don't know if we have or not. We certainly could. I'm not sure what the advantage to that would be, though, because, well, there is an aesthetic advantage if you like 6 on a side tuners. There is a string straightness advantage if that is a thing to you. But there's a big disadvantage to doing that, and that is that I don't get to use my favorite headstock that Carrie Ann and I came up with.
It looks good on every body style.
Yeah. So the other thing is there are a lot of parallels drawn between the Challenger and the Telecaster, and the Challenger and the Les Paul Jr. I would just as soon have more parallels be drawn to Challengers and Gibsons rather than Challengers and Fenders, because I'm not a big Fender guy. I love Fenders, but I'm just not really that into them. You know what I mean?
But Leo Fender is.
Yeah. I mean, Leo Fender is a hero of mine. Ted McCarty is a hero of mine, but I think I err on the side of set necks and Gibson style guitars more than on screwed together Fender style guitars. I don't know why. That's just the way I roll. So
yeah. Here's a finishing question.
All right.
From Corey.
Hey, Corey.
Do you use mineral spirits for fine sanding the finish? I can't remember what we used in class.
Sometimes Chris uses mineral spirits to do that.
Too?
Naphtha sometimes. But a lot of times it's alcohol and water is what he uses.
In that little spray bottle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The key to wet sanding, a wet sanding job that is well done, is of course doing everything right, but doing everything in the right step, and make sure that if you've got, say, 2000 grit paper and you dip it in dirty water, that's not a good thing. So we use a spray bottle, and so we have clean water every time. We also don't put the sandpaper on a dirty bench or even a clean towel, because it'll pick up little bits, and that'll translate into scratches in your guitar. So try to keep that stuff in mind. Let the sandpaper, let the abrasive side be up rather than down. It's little stuff like that that'll make a big difference in your finish.
Recognize when it's pilling and
and water is fine. Alcohol and water is fine. Mineral spirits is good.
Is mineral spirits okay to use with lacquer?
It is, but I would not recommend doing it unless you have a bunch of holes to bare wood on the inside. So in other words, if you have a hole that's drilled through the finish into bare wood, obviously water can wick under the finish easier than if in that instance. So I would say use water as much as you possibly can. But if you have a penetration in your finish, then mineral spirits or alcohol and water is a good thing to use. So yeah. Okay. Well, I think
it looks like Joy suggests that everyone Googles F-hole.
Joy, you didn't Google F-hole, did you? Maybe we should have Matt's guitar glossary be F-hole next time, for those of you who are Googling F-hole. So let's see. We talked about the new website we're going to be working on. Talked about the new class, the Fabric Top class. If you guys are really chomping at the bit to get into a class soon, or rather than later, we're sold out for the rest of the year. But January, we've got a Build a Classic bolt-on neck, which is an all woodwork class, kind of like the one that we did this month, and we're going to be doing next month. Those are both Build a Classic set neck. We had so many people that were like, well, I want to make a Fender style thing. Can I do that? Well, yeah. What if we just had a class that was Build a Classic bolt-on? So it's all woodworking. You get to, route for your own truss rod. You get to glue everything up. You get to start from scratch and make anything that you want. That's,
start from scratch, like go out in the woods with it.
No. You get to make anything you want, provided it's something that Fender would have made. So imagine this. This is somebody, Loring actually asked me this. Hey, can I make this? And he sent me a picture of that John Mayer, Paul Reed Smith deal. But it was the Telly version that nobody actually made. Somebody photoshopped. And I'm like, well, no, because it's got a different neck and and I think he was just pulling my leg.
Yeah.
But he kind of got me going there. And I'm like, well, no, you can't make that. That's not a classic bolt-on. That's a thing that doesn't exist. So in order to do that one, that would actually be build a classic set neck and then not glue it in. That's what the Paul Reed Smith whatever Silver Sky or Blue Magic or whatever it's called is. So yeah. Anyway, so that should about wrap it up. I've got some stuff I've got to take care of before tomorrow. So I'm going to go. I hope that you guys have a great weekend. I will not see you live until a week from today. That is a bummer, but that's where we are.
Absence makes the heart grow fond.
That's right. I have a lot of videos coming for you guys, including some chili shootout videos with me and Jimmy. And who knows, maybe next time you're in town, you'll get invited over to JJJ Test Kitchen.
Picture in my head from the chili shootout.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Think about it.
I'm thinking, and I got nothing.
Okay.
So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. It was great to hang out with you guys, and thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you next Thursday and before with more pre-recorded videos. Until then, this is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that life is short. You might as well have a cool guitar. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time.